Considering you guys won at the Canelo fight, right? Did it surprise you at all that Canelo decided to go the Chavez route?
No, it's a good business move. It's a good fight for themselves. When we were talking about fighting Frotch, we're talking about fighting Frotch at a different weight, only because we were going to put 90,000 people into Wembley. So no, it's a great move for Canelo. It's a great move for Chavez. Chavez hasn't really done much and looked good in the last 2 or 3 fights, but he's going to make a lot of money, and so is Canelo. That's what this is about.
Can you speak to the 9.5-pound difference to the boxing fans that don't know from Canelo moving from 155 to 164.5? What's the pluses and the minuses of that?
There is obviously a plus because he won't have to kill himself to make the 54-pound limit. The minus is that they didn't put a cap on what Chavez can weigh after the weigh-in. There's neither a cap on Canelo. The pluses is that Chavez will be a little bit slower and Canelo will be a little bit faster because he's a smaller guy. So there's a lot of good and bad about it, but the fact is that it's happening, and it's good for boxing. There's going to be a lot of, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of pay-per-views, there's going to be a lot of people at the arena, and it's good for us.
Abel, surely the winner moves on to be the best Mexican fighter at the moment. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. No, maybe not technically, but the most revered and the most adored, the guy that's carrying our flag as Mexicans, because I know it's going to be a great fight. Their style just tells me it's going to be a great fight.
Hey, well, you got a 168-pound fighter, David Benavidez in camp. You're fighting bigger opponents. Why is that?
David's a heck of a fighter. David is probably going to be world champion by the end of this year. He's a terrific fighter, terrific young man, and he's given us the kind of work that we need so that Gennady doesn't get complacent in the gym. Sometimes we don't have enough good work. It shows in a fight, and David's given us the kind of rounds that we need.
What was the last discussion as it relates to Canelo in terms of making that fight? And since Triple G is 35, 34, I forget.
He'll be 35 this coming April.
Do you feel a sense of urgency just to compromise and make that fight happen?
No, Canelo, if the fight happens, it happens. Okay, if it doesn't happen, that's okay. I think we've done enough, or he's done enough to be satisfied with what he has done in his career. Obviously, it's a business, and if it happened, we're all going to make a lot of money. But if we don't, we're not going to. We're still doing okay.
Obviously,
yeah, we're still doing okay, and he will have his records that he's trying to break, and hopefully he matches the great Bernard Hopkins' record of 20 defenses. If he doesn't, breaks it. I mean, that's more. That's going to be remembered more than the millions he made.
Sure, you mentioned that. Who would you say has a better resume, Canelo or Triple G, in terms of opponents?
I would say Canelo has fought the more known opponents, but Canelo hasn't dominated his division like Triple G has.
Does he have a division?
Well, wait a minute. Has there been anybody ever in the history of boxing that has dominated a division like Golovkin is? And you can't tell me this is the only time in history that the division has been weak.